Today, we're shaving with Barrister and Mann Petrichor, coming right up. Hey guys, welcome to the Lather channel, where we bring you fresh, wet shaving content weekly. Today, we're bringing a very straightforward shave using Barrister and Mann's Petrichor. So Petrichor is a spring seasonal scent by Barrister and Mann, and this one calls to mind the scent of the damp earth after a spring rain. This is one of those really subtle scents. It's not necessarily a crowd pleaser, but it's very interesting, it's very engaging. And for me, it's one that triggers powerful scent memories of playing as a kid outdoors, riding around on bikes, playing catch, and all of a sudden, a spring shower hits and everyone ducks for cover, runs inside, and this is the smell of the earth, of the sidewalk, of the ground. And even when you come back outside again to resume play, this is that scent. We'll get more into the scent, but let me show you the rest of the shave. First up is today's razor, and that's the Rex Ambassador. And this one I've been testing for a while. It's almost ready for a video of its own, so stay tuned for that. It's very aggressive in my testings of it, and even with 3 days of 2-3 days of growth, I've only been using like 1.5 out of 6 settings, so we're sticking with that 1.5. It's the most comfortable for me, at least, and this is loaded with the Gillette Silver Blue Blade. For my brush today is a new addition to my den, and that is this collaboration between Noble Otter, who did the resin pour, and the brush is turned by Steven at Dogwood Handcrafts. And this one is lovingly called Zebra King. And really up until recently, I didn't even know that Noble Otter had some brushes. I mean, they're kind of at random times, they're in small drops, but there's some really nice pours out there. So if you're into brushes, you're a brush collector like myself, keep an eye out for them because I think there's some really beautiful brushes out there. So I picked up the handle alone and I had a Maggard Razors 26mm SHD bulb knot. So that's what's in here now. I do prefer fan, as I've mentioned in other videos, but as I was trying to figure out my preferences, I had this guy. It's a good knot, it has a lot of backbone, so I'm curious to see how it performs altogether. And as we mentioned at the top of the video, of course, we have our soap and splash for today, Petrichor. I've already soaked the brush ahead of time in preparation for the video, so I'm going to load up off camera and then we'll build a face lather. Alright, so I'm wetting my face here, and I'm going to apply some of the excess lather kind of byproduct in the tub, which is kind of a gluey consistency already. No need to let that go to waste. Alright, so let's go and build that face lather. So the funny story, as far as the history between me and this scent Petrichor, I tried a sample of this a couple years back from Maggard Razors, a great place to find samples from artisan soap makers. If you are reluctant to kind of blind buy and take a chance with the whole tub, Maggard Razors, West Coast Shaving are both good places you can find if you are unsure about a certain scent. So this was at a time pretty early on getting into shave soaps. So very much kind of early in my scent exploration journey. And while I really liked the scent, it wasn't an immediate home run. I noted in the back of my mind that it's really interesting, it's unique. It's not super strong. Like I said in the beginning, this is a very subtle scent, so even as I'm lathering here, it's probably just under medium as far as scent strength, so maybe like a 4 out of 10. So I used that sample up and kind of kept going as far as trying soaps, and then over the winter, I was kind of wondering about this scent once again, almost to the point where I was about to start searching for a used set since I'm not sure the last time Petrichor came out. It's not necessarily every single spring to my knowledge. kind of at the discretion of Will over Barrister and Mann and kind of what he has on the schedule. But yeah, I was kind of wondering if I should go pick up a set. And then within a day or two of thinking about that, Will announced that Petrichor was coming back for 2020. So, as fate would have it, I knew that once this dropped, I'd be picking up a set. On top of that, the soap is in the latest formula, Excelsior, and the aftershave is in the latest Deltas, I believe it's called. So both soap and aftershave bases I thoroughly enjoy. And this lather is just fun to build. You can see me just painting this on. Like I said, I haven't used this knot in a while, and it will vary, from brush to brush. I think it was whatever handle I had before, it was set even further in, so the backbone was kind of just way too much for my liking. But I don't know. I kind of like without adjusting the height really much at all. This is a good fit. I loaded pretty heavy too, so you're seeing how thirsty Excelsior can be. I know it's a tricky formula for some folks to use. In some ways, it resembles Barrister and Mann Reserve because I'm kind of in that Elmer's glue-like phase. And you gotta keep working it past that. To get to its optimal point. Okay, so it's getting a little drippy now, and that's a good thing. Come to think of it, it's been a while since I used one of the Excelsior base soaps. The latest Barrister and Mann ones I've been using have been part of the Soft Heart series, and those are kind of limited drops that are in kind of test scents. It's a PP8 soap base, which I also really enjoy that one too. All right, but let me put a pin in that and wash up my hands, and we'll get into the shave. All right, so here we go with the Rex Ambassador. So I thought using this soap, besides having picked it up and not used it yet, would be a good time to explore a fragrance scent-based topic. And the topic I was thinking of is creative scents. Not necessarily ones that are for a date night. Not ones that are traditionally kind of, as I mentioned, this is not a crowd pleaser. This is not ones that, heads are going to be turning when you come into a room. Because certainly, we wear certain scents because it gives us confidence, but also in many ways, it announces our presence if you're in some sort of social gathering. And that's not at all what Petrichor is about. And there's other scents like this, where it's very specifically trying to recreate something. And for me, I've spoken about scent memory in the past, where this one in particular is calling to mind a very pleasant scent memory, which is just playing outdoors with my friends, my neighbors as a kid. memories of springtime, even some, like a summer storm, and how the yard smelled afterwards. It was still petrichor, so it's not even necessarily rooted in spring, for me at least. Before I forget, I do have 3 days of growth here, and again, this 1.5 setting is just mowing it down, no problem. Even as far as earthy scents go, because there's some like a dirt outdoorsiness to this. It's pretty light as far as that kind of. It smells outdoorsy. It smells something of like a natural environment, but it doesn't smell necessarily dank or dark or anything like that. All right, let me rinse off and we'll get to the second pass. So all that being said, this is a very special scent to me. It's kind of no surprise that I kind of came back around to it. There's something simple and understated about this scent too. So I think it's clean enough I could see this being an everyday scent, especially if you have kind of a positive association with petrichor like I do. Kind of reminds me a little bit of something like clay. It's just like it's earthy in a particular way. And that kind of leads me to my next point, in that what I really like about Barrister and Mann, and I'm lucky to have been able to have met Will Carius and Paula Carius. Great people who are the faces behind Barrister and Mann. Happy to support them, but on the fragrance side, while I don't necessarily love every scent that comes out from Barrister and Mann, I can always appreciate the creativity. And if all we had were kind of just really simple scents, there's a time and place for that, but if all there was like like lavender or orange or 2-3 max 2-3 scent notes max, I think that would get kind of boring after a while. And in this current time of modern wet shaving, we have just like so many options. You have scents that are inspired by your favorite soda, like Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, and Sprite. You can find those. Dr. Pepper. So other foods, chocolate. I love tobacco type scents, and obviously there's numerous copies of men's cologne, men's fragrances. And to make your own scent from scratch is a whole other skill and artistry in and of itself. I do feel sometimes that folks in the wet shaving community almost ask too much from some of our favorite artisans, and that the soap formula has to be top notch, and then they have to only make their own scents from scratch. I feel like some folks are good at one or the other, and it's special when both sides are just excellent. Right, the lather looks good here. Let's get into the against the grain pass. Yeah, so whether we're specifically talking about Barrister and Mann or just the wet shaving scene in general, there are so many options. There are people who are picking excellent and popular men's fragrances and clones of those to carry. There's definitely I know there's a strong, strong desire for that kind of product. But to be able to kind of take a chance, put yourself out there, and make there have been some very polarizing and some very strongly negative feelings towards some of the Barrister and Mann releases of the past. And that comes with that really just comes with the territory, right? Of pushing the envelope. And it's not like Will doesn't know that either. But some of the some of the reviews, some of the comments I've seen from especially Barrister and Mann's night music, even favorites like Leviathan, people have a feeling that it's love or hate most of the time. I, for one, usually skip on anything overly floral. And, I really respect what Will does with including florals, even pushing it where it's not necessarily categorized as, florals does not equal feminine as a scent. Historically, there have been plenty of floral notes, besides lavender and the few that are quote unquote acceptable. Even with at the time of recording, I think 42 is about to be released again, and that has a really cool. Besides being attached to a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and having a wonderful lemon fizzy note, it also has, I forget which floral it is in it, but whichever floral it is, that's the deal breaker for me. I would love that scent otherwise, but I don't begrudge, that company for releasing that, because there's plenty of folks who wait for it each year. I do think it's a pretty popular release. That's why it comes back every once every year. And I think it's okay. You don't have to support every release, especially for the artisans that are just regularly pumping out stuff. It's not financially possible to, or I don't want necessarily every single set that comes out if you're pumping out 20 sets per year. So let me rinse off, and we'll get to the aftershave and wrap things up. So we'll finish off with the matching Petrichor Splash. The Splash is actually something I've not used before. I only used the soap sample in the past. I'm curious the lasting power of this, but no, it's still a pretty light scent strength on this. And I guess the takeaway I wanted to leave with today was, if you're into the scent side of things for shaves, I know for me it's a huge part. It's where I get a lot of my enjoyment from doing traditional wet shaving. But if that's even a little bit same for you, I would say step out of your comfort zone. If something kind of intrigues you, and especially if there's a scent, especially if there's a sample size that you can at least dip your toes in without hurting your wallet too badly, I say, and I really want to encourage you to go for that. So that's really it for my shave for today. Again, Barrister and Mann Petrichor, excellent, understated scent here that is just recreating something that's a very specific environmental scent. So I really adore it. I'm so glad it came back up this year. Just as I was about to hunt down a used set, I'm glad I was able to pick up a new one in the latest iteration on both the soap and aftershave. If how I describe this scent even mildly intrigues you, I say take the plunge and give it a shot. Anyway, that's it for the shave today. I want to thank you guys so much for your time, for stopping by today and joining me for the shave. If you liked today's video, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, become a subscriber so you know when the next video comes out. I hope you guys are staying safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.